Hi there, this is a session on Preamble to the Indian Constitution, which is specifically for LAWCET and various other undergraduate law entrance exams in India. And this video is presented by me. My name is Thrinath Reddy. I'm the co-founder and educator at Noobs Law School. And let us understand what exactly is a preamble. A preamble is an introductory statement in a document that explains the document's philosophy and objectives. So this statement has become very bookish. So I'll just try explaining you with a very small example. So let us look at this book. So this is a book written by Brian Tracy, which is called as Eat the Frog. So when I open this book starts with a preface. So this preface can be considered as a preamble. Similarly, Indian Constitution also starts with a preface. So that particular preface is called as preamble. And preamble explains the objectives of the Indian Constitution and it presents the intention of the framers of the Constitution, the history behind the creation, and also the core values and principles of the nation. So this is what the preamble talks about. So what is the history of the preamble to the Indian Constitution? The ideals behind the preamble to India's constitution were laid down by Jawaharlal Nehru's Objectives Resolution, which was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on January 22nd, 1947. Although not enforceable in court, the preamble states the objectives of the constitution and acts as an aid during the interpretation of articles when the language is found ambiguous. So you can understand that preamble is not enforceable in court of law, but it will be used by the courts to interpret certain articles or any other provisions of the Indian constitution when the language is found ambiguous. And this is the exact preamble, and everyone in the class should learn this verbatim because if you know this, you'll be able to answer most of the questions which are asked in the preamble. So, preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic, and these are the ideals which are enshrined: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. So, you must remember all these things. Just take a screenshot of this. And what are the type of justices which are guaranteed by the preamble? Social justice, economic justice, and political justice. Liberty, liberty of thought, expression, faith, belief, and worship. Equality of status and opportunity. So you have to remember all these things and also the adjectives which are attached to the word republic. They are sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic, and you should remember this in the same order. So this is a preamble and just learn it verbatim. And what are the components of the preamble? So preamble indicates the source of authority. The source of authority is the people of India. We the people of India. And do remember that American Constitution is the first constitution in the world to start with a preamble. So we are inspired from America to introduce a preamble in our Indian Constitution. So it is indicated by the preamble that the source of authority of the Indian Constitution lies with the people of India. Preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, and a democratic republic. And the objectives stated by the preamble are to secure justice, liberty, equality to all its citizens, and promote fraternity and to maintain unity and integrity of the nation. And this is very well mentioned in the preamble of the Indian Constitution. And the date is mentioned in the preamble when it was adopted, that is 26 November 1949. On 26 November 1949, the preamble was adopted and the Indian Constitution was also adopted. So this is about the components of the preamble. And what are the key words in the preamble? The first key word is we the people of India. So this indicates that the ultimate sovereignty of the people of India. So sovereignty means the independent authority of a state, not being subject to the control of any other state or external power. So India is a sovereign country, which means that it is independent to take decisions and implement them internally and also externally. So the term sovereign means that India has its own independent authority and is not a dominion of any other external power. In the country, the legislature has the power to make laws which are subject to certain limitations. And what is the meaning of the term socialist? The term socialist means the achievement of socialist objectives through democratic means. It holds faith in a mixed economy where both private and public sectors coexist side by side, and the term socialist was added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. And secular, the term secular means that all the religions in India get equal respect, protection, and support from the state. And the word secular was also added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. And other two key terms, democratic, the term implies that the Constitution of India has an established form of constitution which gets its authority from the will of the people expressed in an election. So you all very well know that India is a democratic country. And republic. So the term republic indicates that the head of the state is elected by the people. In India, president is an elected head. He is elected by an electoral college. So these are the meanings of the key words which are there in the preamble. And what is the current status of the preamble? So in 1960, there is a case called Beru Bari case. In Beru Bari case, Supreme Court held that preamble is not a part of the Indian constitution. Preamble is a key to the open mind of the makers, but it cannot be considered as part of the Indian constitution. Therefore, it is not enforceable in a court of law. So this was said in 1960 in Beru Bari case. And in 1973, there was a very famous landmark judgment delivered by the Supreme Court, delivered by a 13 judge bench of the Supreme Court in Keshwanand Bharati versus State of Kerala. In Keshwanand Bharati case, Supreme Court held that preamble is a part of the Indian Constitution. Similarly, in 1995, in LIC versus Union of India, the court again held that preamble is a part of the Indian Constitution. So the current status of preamble is that it is a part of the Indian Constitution and it can be amended without altering the basic structure. So this is all about the preamble and the amendment of the preamble. So preamble was amended only once and the terms socialist, secular and integrity were added to the preamble by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. The word socialist, secular and also integrity. So integrity was added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. So this is all you need to know about the preamble to the Indian Constitution, and the detailed study material or notes of this particular class is already shared with all our students. Make sure that you go through the entire material and follow it religiously, and make sure that you remember the entire preamble verbatim. Bye bye. See you all in our next class.